Hello and welcome back to the studio. I'm really excited to do an art haul today. Generally about once a year, I have to make a large art supply order, and it helps with shipping if you have a lot of things that you're ordering, and so I try and do kind of a lot of things at once. And I just happened to do one of those recently. But there's also a couple things in here that just as I was cleaning up, I happened to run across a couple of things that I haven't tried yet, and I'm actually very excited to dive into. So I'm pulling it back kind of onto the desk to give it a little bit more priority. So I did try to organize these things a little bit, so if there seems to be kind of a specific medium that is dominating, please be patient. The others will have a chance to shine. All right, so as you know, I have been loving using this limited palette the past couple of months and exploring it. It's been my obsession. But I haven't diverted from this 12-piece palette yet. I keep saying palette, this 12-piece set yet, no palette included. And so a couple of months ago, I ordered this set. This is the landscape set, and I was super excited to dive in. Received it and immediately became way too busy to do anything. So I am including it in this kind of little haul because I haven't had a chance to see it yet. I have opened it. I think I may have used some of the colors just in like a little swatch, but I actually have not used this at all yet. I'm actually, now that it's been so long, I'm starting to feel a little bit intimidated by it. But we will be jumping into this and creating out of this set very soon. I'm also really excited because there's a lot of new to me colors in here. I'm actually surprised for the most part, only black and white, the two greens, and I think the red or maybe one of the blues is repeated in here, but not as many of the colors overlap as I would have thought. In fact, my very favorite colors don't overlap at all, so that's a little bit of a drag, but that's okay. So I'm excited to dive into that landscape set soon. And for Christmas, I got the portrait set, and I am over the moon excited and just super nervous to try this out. I've really been dying to dive into oil pastel portraits. I hope that you are excited at the idea of doing that because I am just so geeked about the idea. There's not a lot of overlap in this one. Obviously more flesh tones. I'm not really sure why they have these like neon blues in here. I certainly would not have included them necessarily. What's this? Royal blue. Yeah, like some blue for sure, but some of them are just so bright. I'm really surprised by that. Sky blue is in here, but we'll have fun with it anyway. Let's see, English gray. I definitely would include that one. And having the purple undertone will be good. So I'm very excited to dive into this and see what I end up using. I don't know how I would have organized it myself, but I was actually surprised by how little overlap there is with this one. So I might need to get another one of these. So I'm very excited to dive into these very soon. Hopefully that won't be too annoying for you. On that same vein, I also got a new to me brand of oil pastels. I've heard about these. These are the NeoPastel Oil Pastels. This is a set of 12, which originally would have intimidated me, and I admit when I got the box I felt a little intimidated, but I'm less intimidated now because I've been able to experience firsthand all of the variety that we can get, even with a limited oil pastel palette. So I'm excited to dive into this. Let me know if you'd like to see like a swatch comparison between the 12 in here and the 12 in here. For the most part, there is a pretty even split, except this one has a gray and this has a third blue, orange, and more of a magenta. So I'm excited to kind of dive into that, and that's just looking at the box. So I haven't opened it, it's still in the plastic, and I'm excited to play with that. I've heard that these are a little bit harder and can be helpful when these are a little bit too soft. So we'll see. I haven't tried them, I don't know yet. Same brand though. This I dug out and I cannot believe that I kept it, except that I do love colored pencils. So I guess that might have been my motivation. But this is a full blender, a universal colorless oil and wax based medium. It has a gloss effect and color protection, ideal for blending and glaze techniques. So I'm excited to see if we can use this to blend colors together instead of, using my finger or using white to blend things, seeing if it changes the color. It says colorless. It's hard to believe that anything is actually colorless, especially when it is legit gray on the package. In its form, it has been opened by the previous owner, and it has also been sitting in my office for at least 2 years doing nothing. So hopefully it's still usable. We'll see. But I will be playing with that as well. If you'd like to see like a specific video about this, let me know. Otherwise, I'll try to report back. Obviously, if you don't see me using this, it's because I don't like it and it didn't work. But if you want a specific video, let me know. Also, oil pastel related, we have some pastel paper. So I did specifically get some oil pastel paper, some pastel matte in 2 different sizes, and unfortunately the same colorway. I accidentally purchased this little size, and it's just a little bit too small. It's fine, but I have found that if you're learning a new medium, working larger is usually easier. I have played around with it, and so far I do really enjoy it. And I was able to paint this. This tutorial should be up. If that video is not up, it's coming. And I will have that link down below once it is live. I do wish I had picked a different colorway because there's a lot of different color options. But this should help with just having the underlying hue. I'm blanking, but the initial kind of tonal wash of color that you use when you're oil painting, I can't really do that with oil pastels because they don't fully dry down and that color would just show through for forever. And so having a tonal color paper to start with, I think will be really helpful. Okay, I'm sorry. I know that oil pastels aren't for everybody. Still on that rant, I got this fixative to try. And shortly after getting this, I heard about another variety. This is a spray fixative. The other one I heard about is, I think it's painted on. And I'm more curious to hear and test out that one. I thought the only ones available were spray. I've used spray when I had to use chalk pastel in my undergrad, and I had really mixed results with it. I found that it was really difficult to get an even application and it would mess up my drawings. And so for a long time, I just wouldn't even use a fixative and then they'd just get ruined. So I'm curious to see how that works. It's obviously the same brand as a lot of the oil pastels that I have enjoyed. So I'm going to see how those work together, but I'll probably also purchase the other one and test that one out as well. Okay, this biggin is to house my growing collection of oil pastel hoarding. So I was having trouble figuring out how I wanted to store everything because I'm assuming I won't want to keep them in these individual boxes for long. So I thought I'd try something like this, and I might even be able to put my colored pencils in here as well. We'll see how I like that. I actually do like having the big box for my colored pencils, like this, where you just kind of pop it open and it's under there, and they just kind of sit up on the table. I have enjoyed that, so we'll see. I might keep them in this box for a little while, just in case I don't like using this bigger one. But it would be kind of nice to have just something all in one place, set to go, and hopefully it will keep me a little more organized. One can only hope. About that beastie over there. All right, the rest of these things I ordered, they haven't come yet, but they're mostly favorites or just new sizes of old favorites. So I didn't really feel like I needed to wait, and I just wanted to get this filmed while I was in the mood. So my favorite watercolor pencil in general, the one that I reach for the most, is the Princeton Heritage variety. I have a size 6, and I used to have a size 3 that until this morning, I knew where it was, or at least I thought. So I ordered a 2 and an 8, and today I will be ordering a 3 because I don't know where the 3 is. But I'm excited to have a little bit more of a size range in this, while having the 6 and the 3 has been great. I noticed recently, especially last year while I was doing a little bit more detail work, I was really wishing I had a slightly smaller brush. So I got the 2, and I also thought, well, let's also get the 8 as well, because if I work on a larger scale, I'm always pulling in some of my other brushes, and these have just been my favorite. They're nice and soft, they hold a good amount of water, but not quite as much as the Neptune watercolor brushes. So the Neptune were my old favorite. These ones are like, oh my goodness, it's like petting a little cloud. They are so soft, but they hold so much water. So when you want a little bit more control, working with the Heritage brush is the way to go. I really find that I have a little bit more control with it. If you're working in like a looser style, definitely the Neptune brushes, or if you need, a big wash of water placed down, like you just can't beat these for that. But in general, I work a little bit more dry, more like damp on dry. And so having a brush that is a little bit firmer, holds a little bit less water, is more of my preference, I've just found. So I really like these, and I ordered the size 2, the size 8, size 1, size 2, size 8, and now I have to go order a size 3. So, yeah. All right, and again, I don't have them with me. I ran out of yellow ochre. Oh, I didn't get burnt umber. I'm going to have to order burnt umber. But this is the last squirt of my yellow ochre, so I ordered some of that. I also ordered some more sap green. This time I got the Daniel Smith. I kind of go back and forth. I haven't decided which one is my favorite, but today I ordered Daniel Smith. This time I ordered Daniel Smith. And ultramarine blue. Not necessarily my very favorite blue, and not necessarily my favorite green or my desaturated yellow, but they have been staples in my palette for multiple reasons, one of which is because they come in a lot of beginner palettes. And so if I'm doing a beginner tutorial, I try to work with colors that come in kind of those basic standard palettes. So I needed some more of those. If you want a blue or a green that I absolutely love, I've really been enjoying Indian Throne Blue. It's really rich and deep, but it can go lighter. Also, let me grab it because I always say it wrong. And everybody corrects me and I'm so embarrassed. Perylene green. Perylene green is probably my all-time favorite. I do love Jadeite Genuine. Cascade green is really pretty, but I really like those ones as well. And then ordered but not yet arrived. This is the last of my kneaded eraser. Actually, I'm getting 3, so I will have them all over my house. I think my 2-year-old has been running off with it. I gave him a little piece to play with, and then suddenly more and more of this started to just disappear. So I think that they might be somewhere in his room, but it's time. It's starting to get to the point where it just feels different. It's just really dirty. So it's time, and I'm excited to have some of those on the way. So anyway, those are the things that I am excited to start the new year playing with and just exploring and diving into. If there's anything specific that you would like to kind of be along on the journey for, I'm going to be playing with these anyway, but I'm going to prioritize sharing on here and recording the things that you are interested in seeing. So whether it's something that I've never used before and would like to test out, or if you just want to specifically draw a landscape with oil pastels, let me know in the comment section down below. And if there's anything that you recently got or started playing with that you think that I need to explore, let me know. Apparently I need to make another order for a paintbrush anyway, so I might as well add in a couple of pretty things in there to keep the paintbrush safe in transit, right? Anyway, I hope that you are having a wonderful, wonderful day, and until next time, happy drawing.